Hello everyone, what is going on? Ian Paul here with another career mode video. This is episode number 21 for the Brazilian Grand Prix here. Season 1 with Team Racing Point. If you did miss out the last one, go check it out because, spoiler. But you can see coming into Brazil we had one failure on the engine. I'm not too disheartened about that because Brazil, it's not really a power circuit, it's more reliant on the aero package that you've got through the tight section in the middle of the lap. But you can see we're not going to select a rival here. We're just going to stay with myself and Sergio until the end of the season. Now there's no point, there's 2 races left. What would I gain from that? I wouldn't gain a hell of a lot out of that. So there we go, we got that upgrade there, but that failed. So we're going to repurchase that one straight away, get that on the car. So that'll be there for Abu Dhabi. If we can get more, brilliant. If we can't, then fantastic. But we're definitely going to be concentrating on them 2 aero upgrades right there. See if we can get them, which will lead on to the major upgrades that we want to get on the car for Australia. But we'll see how that all pans along, shall we? So we've got that. Let's take a look at the championship, and it is Lewis Hamilton lead the way by 1 point. Over Valtteri Bottas in second. We're third. It's a must-win race for us. If we don't win, then we are out effectively. Sebastian Vettel, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly, the man, Sergio Perez, Devin Butler and Lucas Weber round out your top 10 in points. And the constructors, Mercedes have won the constructors ahead of Ferrari. Then we come third, so we've definitely guaranteed third. Not bad for our first season in F1 2019. Red Bull are 4th, Haas, Renault, McLaren and Alfa Romeo, all your point scorers, with Williams and Toro Rosso yet to get off the mark, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. As we get ready to go down the list of those that haven't scored a point yet, those being, let me remember, Alex Albon, George Russell, Antonio Giovinazzi, Lance Stroll and Danny Kvyat. Rather embarrassing, I think, considering Kvyat got a podium in real life for Toro Rosso. Mind you, that was a nuts German Grand Prix. We will all admit to that one as we go down the list. There we go. Kubica's not taking part anymore, thanks to him getting dumped by Williams for the tie, Alex Albon. So without further ado, we are going to go get practiced around the Autodromo Carlos Pace. And then we will see you all on the other side of qualifying, which we hope will be a good one for us. And then what should be a rather brilliant Brazilian Grand Prix.
Where there's a will, well, there's a way. And nowhere has that fact been better demonstrated over the years than here at Interlagos. Remember Senna winning while fighting a gearbox that was jammed in 6th? 5 Drivers' Championship deciders in a row between 2005 and 2009. And of course, the passionate Brazilian fans packing the grandstands to capacity every year. And they're not about to stop now. It's an unusual anti-clockwise race here at Interlagos, where the Sao Paulo locals are packed into the grandstands at each of the 15 corners around this classic 2.7-mile circuit. 2 very fast sections bookend the famous and highly technical Sector 2, where getting a good run out of Junção into one of the 2 DRS zones will be the key to any overtaking prospects today. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to talk to you about Valtteri Bottas. They need to win in order to stay in contention for the title. Anything outside of that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Paul completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Butler, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Grosjean and Sergio Perez, Weber, Kvyat, Antonio Giovinazzi and Hülkenberg. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Albon, Raikkonen, Lance Stroll and Lando Norris. Russell and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, let's be patient going into turn 1. We want to be in a good position for the rest of the race. Good luck.
Well, I hope we'll be patient going into turn 1, folks, because if not, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. P2 on the grid, the dirty side of the track. We put together what I thought was an absolutely fantastic lap, and then we got pipped by Bottas at the very last second, the dying seconds as well. But fair play. He was good enough to beat us, so it is going to be a one-stop strategy today. Softs onto the mediums. I wasn't going to take any chance of qualifying on the mediums because we were really, really close as far as that was concerned. We may come in a lap earlier, we may not. I don't know yet. We don't know what the plan is going to be. But yeah, I think it's about high time that we got out there and raced, folks. Just remember, we need to win. If we don't win this race, we are effectively out of the championship until next season. But maybe that should be a good thing. So without further ado, folks, let's get on with it then. Here we go then, folks. For the run in the Brazilian Grand Prix from P2 on the grid, 5 lights are on and it's lights out and away we go. And yeah, as you can imagine, it was a pretty atrocious start from ourselves. We're straight into the first corner. The CRS will just bump Bottas. No, that's Hamilton out the way, sorry. He thought he was coming through, but he was definitely not coming through. Thou shall not pass, and thou shall make sure that he doesn't pass, because if he does, he'll get what's coming to him. But out of the Sabina de Lago for the first time, into the Ferradura. And we're giving chase to that silver car at the very front. And we know that we've got to get up there, folks. If we don't get up there, then we're not going to win this championship. But will our championship fate as we go very wide at the Bica de Plateau. Now down the Mineiro to Junção for the first time, and through we go, and now it's back up the hill to the CRS to start lap number 2. Valtteri Bottas leading from myself, and then Charles Leclerc in third position, but Lewis Hamilton is right on Charles Leclerc's gearbox, and I mean properly on his gearbox, as we go to Roman Grosjean fighting with Sergio Perez for P8. Where you going, Sergio? What the hell is Sergio doing? He's weaving all over the track. He's bombed it down the inside of the CRS. Get in there, Sergio, my man. Good move if you get that one done through the Curva del Sol, and now down to the Sabina de Lago for the second time. As we go to Giovinazzi, fight with Lando Norris, going to try the outside of the CRS. That's an interesting one. So Perez tried the inside, Norris is trying the outside, and it looks like that's going to continue down to the Sabina de Lago, but Norris has got the high ground, and P14 will be his as he goes into the Sabina de Lago. And thank you very much, that is job done. As Danny Kvyat and Nico Hülkenberg fight down to the Sabina de Lago. And that's for P11 on the track, and Hülkenberg going to go around the outside, the long way around on the Russian in the Toro Rosso. Still side by side up to the Ferradura. That's not going to end well for somebody. Well, it might be that it doesn't end well for Danny Kvyat as he goes into the Bica de Plateau. And now up the hill to the hairpin, and Nico Hülkenberg gets that position. Now we're on to lap number 3. Roman Grosjean now under attack from Lucas Weber into the CRS. Big locker from Grosjean, and thank you very much, says Lucas, but Grosjean wants to contend this through the Sabina de Lago. He's have to relent, and that is that job done as Albon fights with Giovinazzi. Look how easy that pass was, and Kimi Raikkonen's coming quickly behind. That's P15 for Alex Albon. Thank you very much, says that man. And well, somehow in all this, Lewis Hamilton's got past Charles Leclerc. What the? Okay. How has Hamilton got past Leclerc? And how did the cameras not pick that up? Because you would have thought with a championship on the line they'd pick that up. He's right on our gear, but oh, he's forced a mistake. He's gone. That is terrible. Through the Beaker de Plateau. What have we done? We had it all in our hands, and now we're throwing this championship away. Would have been nice to get the championship in our rookie season, but looks like it's not going to happen as we go up the hill to start lap number 4 with Max Verstappen being attacked by Sergio. Oh, look at the power that Sergio's got. Thank you, Danny, inside of the Senna S. And that should be job done. No, it's not. Verstappen's going to contest this through the Curva del Sol. With the side-by-side down to the Subida del Lago. You can see that we're giving chase to Hamilton, but I think that's all in vain. And Perez has got Verstappen. That is job done. Excellent move. P7 for Sergio Perez. As we go back to, I believe that is Giovinazzi. Let's go have another go at Alex Albon here for P15. It's to the outside of the Senna S. That's ambitious. Because we saw Norris try that. Well, Norris tried it and actually made it work. Will Giovinazzi know Alex Albon up the inside of the Curva del Sol? That's going to continue down to the Subida del Lago, I do believe. As Kvyat is now under attack from Lando Norris for P13. And where there's Norris, he's gone around the outside of the Curva del Sol. Sorry, the Subida del Lago, I do apologise. They can contest that down to the Ferradura. I'm going to cough my way through that, and thank you very much. That is that position. Looks like Raikkonen's under attack from Hollywood Lance Stroll for... I haven't a clue, actually. Don't know what's going on there, but that's not even on the list. And George Russell's been passed by. Is that the man Gasly? Wow, what's the man Gasly doing back there? Didn't see that coming up. Gasly up into P19. As we go back to the front of the field, we see Danny Ricciardo with Sergio Perez right behind him. Perez has been on the move, man. I tell you what, don't rule Perez out for a podium here, because I think he deserves it as he goes around the outside of Danny Rick for P6. But you got Max Verstappen in close attendance, going to contest that down the hill to the Subida del Lago. But Danny Rick holds position. Thank you very much. As Nico Hülkenberg tries to get past Roman Grosjean for P10. The last of the points paying positions. Grosjean's been sliding backwards very quickly, which does shock me. But through the Senna S will go Nico Hülkenberg. I saw Norris and Kvyat, I think, continuing their hostilities down the hill. And yes, it looks like Grosjean's hold up to P10 for the moment. For the moment, as Norris goes down the inside and a big dive bomb on Danny Kvyat for P13. Through the Senna S they go now round the Subida del Lago, but Kvyat is holding firm as they go side by side down to the Subida del Lago for the 5th time, and Kvyat will hold off Norris. Thank you very much indeed. Alex Albon's going to have to hold off Giovinazzi here for P15, and wow, he didn't even do that. That was whoop, bye-bye. Thank you very much, goodbye, God bless. It looks like Albon's going to contest this back. Oh, there you go. That's another easy pass. It's a pass of the Light Brigade here, as neither of them know what they're up to. Meanwhile, speaking of not knowing what we're up to, we're under attack here from Charles Leclerc from P3. We've gone deep defensive for the Senna S, but he's going to go around the outside. You're going to have to wake up a day later and $1 short to even think about that. Whatever the hell that was, we had something crawling all over us then. I hope that was a fly and not as we're 3 wide with the Ferraris down into the Subida del Lago. Leclerc's lost out, Vettel's in attendance. We're still going to be bang wheels on the exit of Subida del Lago. And then we're banging wheels again. Yeah, you park it, mate. And look at that. Who's took advantage there? That's the Haas. Who is that Haas? Is that Devon Butler? I think it is. I think it was, because there's Grosjean Under attack from Nico Hulkenberg for P11. And I think that's job done. Got a bit distracted there as Norris and Kvyat continue this fight up to the... Well, that wasn't much of a fight. It was actually more of a Norris saying, I'm coming through whether you like it or not. And here is that Giovinazzi under attack from Wally. Thought about how to go Albon, and looks like Raikkonen's going to come through for P16, and that'll be yep, that should be job done by the Finnish world champion. Meanwhile, it was Devon Butler. We're fast forwarding it. These passes are coming at a rate of knots. Devon Butler is a man on a mission, folks. He's having a go at these Ferraris. That's Vettel he's having to fight with for P4. You two keep fighting there. I don't mind that. If you want to continue onwards, we'll just disappear. And in fact, Vettel's put Butler down a place, and now Leclerc's going to have that place as well. Well, I thought Leclerc was going to have that place, so he still is going to have that place. Move Butler down to P6. No. Yeah, P6. I haven't a clue. Have I miscounted here? I think I've miscounted on a few positions here. As Norris and Kvyat fight over P13 again. I think Giovinazzi's got Albon. We'll have a look at that in a second. And here it comes. It is us Raikkonen, I do apologise. It's going to show Giovinazzi how it's done. Around the outside of the centre S. That was easy. Thank you very much, says the Finn. And he'll move up a position as George Russell attempts to pass the man Gasly for P19. What is the man Gasly doing back there? He must have had a penalty of some description that I didn't even see. As George Russell goes down the inside of the centre S. And that will be job done, I think. Oh, they're going to hang it around the outside. Nope, that's going to continue down to Sabina Interlagos. Ooh, something's going on in front of them as well. Let's see what that's all about. And George Russell does take that position and move Gasly to last. Oh, there's what's going on. Albon have a thought about passing Raikkonen, but Giovinazzi's going to take advantage instead. Out of Sabina Interlagos, up to the Ferradura. They'll go side by side for P16. That's not going to work, gentlemen. Well, it might work. As they come into the technical section through the Pico de Plateau. And... oh, what a traction run Alex Albon got, and he's past Giovinazzi for P16. As now the Ferraris are fighting each other. Vettel and Leclerc. Oh, no team orders here. Vettel's going to be shown how to do it by his young Monegasque teammate. And they won't be careful because Devon Butler is right there in attendance. I tell you what, Devon Butler, for me, has done... He's done bits. He might end up as they're almost 3 wide down into the Sabina Interlagos, and Butler has just pinched pockets here. What is Butler doing? Leclerc's got 4th, Butler's pinched 5th. There was a pass going on behind them. I haven't a clue what that was. This is Kvyat and Norris. They're having their own little personal battle here for P13. Don't mind if we have that battle, do you? I didn't think he'd minded. We're taking that battle and we're having it as well. If you want to come through, says the Englishman to the Russian. As, what is this? That's Giovinazzi and Alex Albon fighting together for P16. Giovinazzi going to put a late one down the inside as Alex Albon locks up. That's, yeah. That was a day late, $1 short, and everything else in between as well. But that's going to be contested down to Sabina Interlagos, I think. No, it's not. That's going to be done and dusted. I think this is that fight that was happening behind us. Lucas Weber is fighting with Max Verstappen. He's come out of nowhere for P8. Let's see what happens here as we go round out Sabina Interlagos and Lucas Weber around the outside. That is impressive from the German, my former German F2 teammate. As Norris and... I'll tell you what, this could be a fight all race long, I think, Norris and Kvyat for P13. It may even continue around until whatever video that they want to continue. It may continue into next season, depending on where they both end up. Who knows, they may both end up in Mercedes and Ferrari. That would be a shock there as they come through the Pico de Plateau. It looks like Kvyat's in front of Norris, but Norris has got the traction run down into the hairpin and he'll take P13 for now. Excuse me. As we see what happened with Alex. That's actually George Russell, I do apologise. He's fighting still with the man Gasly, although Gasly's not the man today. He's a bit of a punk at the moment. It's P19 this is fighting over. That Red Bull just doesn't have any pace for some reason. I wonder if he had problems, he should be over them by now. As George Russell will see Gasly go around the outside and P19 becomes the man Gasly's. As well, this is Vettel on lap number 9 as we come start lap number 9. Oh, he tried the inside but Butler closed that off, but he didn't close the outside off, and that is Vettel around the outside and through the centre S into P5. As yep, you guessed it folks, here's Norris and Kvyat continuing this lovely little fight for P13 for absolutely nothing. The combined total of Jack as Kvyat gets that done. Now what's Vettel going to do here? Vettel's on the charge, he's past Leclerc now. That's going to be P4. Although that looked a little easier than it actually should have been. I want our word about that one as Weber tries to go after Ricciardo here for P. Well, I got this for P7. I think it's actually for P8. And Weber's round the outside of Ricciardo. That's an impressive move. That was job done. But you can see what's going on here. We have just absolutely lost Lewis Hamilton. He is absolutely blitzed us for everything that it's worth. So we're going to come in now, get these. Whoa, big lock up there, folks. A big old lock up. So into our garage, and 22 men holding rubber. It's always good to come into that garage and out and go again with the medium tyres on. And we'll start lap number 10 with one of the Ferraris behind us. I think there's a Haas there. I think so. I think that is Leclerc with Butler and Ricciardo is coming with us. Because we were all pretty close together. It's not... Actually, I do apologise. That might not be. As we go to Raikkonen and Giovinazzi fighting for P16. Yeah, it's all over P16, folks. Which is really nothing. And Giovinazzi just dove it down the outside of Raikkonen. I don't think Raikkonen's going to be too impressed with that. That's job done. P16 for that man. Now, thanks to our pit lane stops, this is now for P9 between Norris and Kvyat. So now they're actually fighting for something. They're fighting for 2 points. Which won't be 2 points when they finally get off their rears and come into the pits. Which, you don't know, may happen, it may not happen. Maybe they want to stay out on those tyres for a while. As we go to, that's Giovinazzi and Raikkonen. We've got Alex Albon in attendance as well. So that's P11 for Raikkonen, P12 for Albon as he passes Giovinazzi. And that is job done. So our teammates in the pits on lap number 10 as we go a little slidey out of Young Cow. And now powering up the hill. We're going to come start lap number 11. Let's see who we can pass here in the pit lane. We're passing quite a few cars actually. Looks like Perez has lost out big time. Still in the pits there. I wonder what's going on here, but we're up into P8. It was Leclerc that came in with us. So Vettel's, I think Vettel's behind Butler now. Again. So that should be an interesting fight. I did hear rumours in the pit lane that Ferrari was sniffing around Devon Butler. If that's the case, who are they replacing? I don't see that move actually happening. It could happen, you never know, but I don't personally see it happen as we get right into the back of our former F1 2018 teammate Hollywood Lance Stroll. He's got Giovinazzi, Albon in front of him. Now, what's going on? Stroll, that's a block. That is a block, folks. I mean, come on, that's a ridiculous block. How do you justify that kind of block? It's ridiculous. So Vettel did come out behind Butler. He's now going to pass him, I think, for P5 on the track. Yes, he is. That was an easy one. And speaking of easy ones, here's Ricciardo. He came out in front of Perez, and this is a P7. Perez really is struggling at the moment. So I don't know. He was doing well, and then he started to struggle. So I wonder if he's got some kind of issue, some kind of problem. He better not have, because we want to fight as the man. Is that the man Gasly? I think that is the man Gasly. Yeah, he's trying to pass Raikkonen. Well, he has passed Raikkonen for P17. Now, what's Devon Butler going to do to Vettel in response to what? Whoa, hello! Someone just dived out in front of Vettel there. Who was that? Is that Weber? Has Weber jumped both of them with a massive overcut? If he has, that is incredible from the German. We'll have a check on who that is in a moment, as we see. Well, Ricciardo and Perez are keeping this on. This is now for P9. So why is this for P9 and earlier it was for P7? It looks like Verstappen has jumped them both with an overcut. I think that was Weber. So it is Weber. Weber and Butler are going to fight it here now for P5. What a massive overcut for Weber. He's going to go lose that position though to Devon Butler. Oh, that was a bit close there, a bit naughty and a bit close between Kvyat and I assume that's Giovinazzi. They're almost 3 wide into the centre S with Raikkonen in close attendance. And that will be Kvyat upper position. P16 for him. Oh, they got close again. Did Kvyat and Giovinazzi as Grosjean. No, this is Butler and Weber continuing it on. Weber's going to go around the outside. I think that's going to be good job done into the Subida del Lago. It is going to be job done. I tell you what, Lucas Weber and Devon Butler have come to play this weekend. That shouldn't be too surprising, really, as Hollywood Lance Stroll tries to pass Kimi Raikkonen for P18. It's going to get the job done. He might even get Giovinazzi here for P17. Tell you what, if he does, that's going to be a power move. He didn't get him. That's unfortunate there. So we're coming up to start lap number 14. I'm still impressed with the overcut that Weber got as Perez. Oh, I tell you what, he thought about moving on Verstappen there for P8, but Verstappen slammed the door in his face. So Perez says, "No, you know what? I'm going to go around the outside of the centre S." But Verstappen's having none of that one either, and they're going to continue that through the Subida del Lago. He wants to be careful. Them 2 Renaults are in close attendance. As is that Raikkonen or is that Giovinazzi? That is Raikkonen with George Russell behind him, and Russell's round the outside of the centre S, so Raikkonen's last. Yep, he went from winning the World Championship here to last. As Verstappen gets passed by Perez, he's about to get passed by Ricciardo as well. Where the hell did Ricciardo come from? The Honey Badgers trying to pinch pockets here. Let's keep it in his pants there. That's incredible, folks. As we go back to ourselves here, it's a lonely, lonely P3. It's very lonely. It's so lonely. I have nobody. So we'll go to Weber Butler. As Butler passes Weber for P4, sorry, 5. And Vettel's also pinching pockets for P6. Weber was having a good race, and now he's going backwards quickly. As Hulkenberg and Ricciardo are contesting the last of the points-paying positions. It looks like Perez has got past Verstappen somewhere. Where did that happen? Did you show that? I think. Oh yes, you did, didn't you? Because we almost had Ricciardo nicking a pocket. But who is that? That is Hulkenberg in front of Ricciardo. P10 for the German. As Norris and Gasly now fighting over P13, I think that, I believe is. So Gasly's really moved up now that he's cleared all that light out of the way. I think he went for the overcut, and now Norris is having to fight instead of Toro Rosso. He's fighting a big car here, and that's going to continue through out of the Curva del Sol down into Subida del Lago But the man Gasly has got the job done and move him up into P13 for the moment. There's Devon Butler on lap number 16 now. Defends like mad against Sebastian Vettel, but that was fruitless. And that was pointless. And P5 belongs to the 4-time German world champion. As Norris tells Gasly, you may be in a Red Bull, but I am not intimidated, and I am coming past. But no, Gasly's not having that. Sit your ass back there, says that man. Now tell you what, if you can just make it out, look at the mini-map. Bottas is really struggling here. Hamilton has cruised right up to the back of him. I wonder if Bottas is carrying an issue. If he is, we might want to kick this up a few gears, because I'd be interested in that kind of fight. I think this is going to be a pass for the lead here. Hamilton is going to pass Bottas for the lead. Oh, there was just enough room there for a Mercedes car and a breath of wind as Hamilton passes Bottas for the race lead. Which is surprising because Bottas actually has the fastest lap of the race. So I don't know why he's all of a sudden off the pace. Although we've got to make up 10 seconds if we want to catch Valtteri. We've got more chance of Leclerc passing us than us passing Valtteri. As Gasly and Norris continue this fight for P13. Have another go, Lando, says the man Gasly, and Lando gladly obliges, and thank you very much. P13 is his. But I tell you what, if Butler is being scouted by Ferrari, he's doing no harm here in his course, because he just passed Vettel for P5. That is an impressive move around the outside of the Sabina de Largo. As Lando, Norris and Gasly continue this fight for P13, he's going to try the inside of the Sabina de Largo. Lake descent, that is in Portuguese. He's got the job done. Thank you very much, says the man Gasly. Meanwhile, I think Hamilton has gone and started his final lap of the race. We're just chilling back here in P3. We're chilling. We're doing absolutely nothing wrong. And it looks like our championship fate is sealed. Because we need to finish in front of both Mercs. But if they finish in front of us, we're effectively out. As Butler and Vettel continue. There was another pass around the inside of that in Kings. And Vettel's got the job done. P5 will be his. P6 for Devon Butler as Lando Norris. Oh, they're all trying that position now. It's a bit dangerous, but it is well worth it. And P13 belongs to Lando Norris as we go through the Ferradura for the final time. I think you'll agree it's been an entertaining race, but it's been a really hard race at the same time. As Lewis Hamilton climbs the hill, as soon as he got past Bottas, he was gone. Helicopter shots showing you how it's done. And Lewis Hamilton will win the Brazilian Grand Prix from Valtteri Bottas in P2. As we like to say, folks, we'll be there in a minute. Because we just got to climb this hill and get it all out the way. Job done. And when we get to the top of the hill, we'll find it's P3. And that is us out of the championship hunt.
Okay, good job. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
I should be disappointed, and I am actually.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
It's another clear win for Mercedes as they managed to secure the Constructors' title. An incredible performance for the whole team. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.
Blast. Damn you. What hell. Victory Hamilton's. I thought we had that, folks, but quite obviously we didn't. Lewis Hamilton wins the Brazilian Grand Prix with Valtteri in second, and yeah, we just didn't have the pace this weekend, and I haven't a clue why that was. But P3, it's a good result, but not the result we wanted. Leclerc, Vettel, Butler, Weber, Perez, Verstappen and Hulkenberg round out your points finishes, and I don't think anyone DNF'd. No, Raikkonen no, way off the pace. Oh well, I suppose we should go and see Claire, see what she has to say for herself, and then debrief back at the garage about what actually happened there.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're
Not
pretty
particularly,
happy with
no.
that. Some excellent overtaking moves from
I
your
don't give a
former teammate.
fuck, I just lost the
learn some of them
championship,
from you?
so I don't want to know about my former teammate. So go and sod off.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Yeah, but I'd rather have given the chance for the championship in the last race. I could have took the Mercedes out.
It was more like Dodgems than Formula
Damn
One,
right it was,
wasn't
with all those bloody clowns out there, especially the bloody Mercedes.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Good. I know it comes across that I wasn't happy in that interview, but really, I don't think we could have done much better. I just don't think we had the mechanical grip to compete with the Mercedes. That's simple, and it hurts. It hurts quite a lot. That does. 393. I got 857 to use. Let's see what we can use. But honestly, I am a little bit annoyed.
Well done.
Oh, we got gonna have a challenge. Who's good at challenges? Verstappen, Perez, okay. Oh, Monaco, 2004 Ferrari, Schumacher Ferrari. Excuse me. Invitational rain. Yeah, I know that. All right, let's see what we can do. So before the race, we purchased one of the aero upgrades we needed, so let's get the other one, and that's going to unlock those 3 major upgrades. That is what we wanted going into Abu Dhabi. Doesn't matter so much about the major air speed upgrade, but I'd rather we got some of these. They're what we want. You know they're what we want. And then we got to get to work on the chassis, because I do believe we're slipping down the order as far as the chassis is concerned, and slipping down the order rather frenetically as well. Yes, we're deep in the midfield as far as that's concerned, but you know, it doesn't really matter, does it? So let's change some components for Abu Dhabi, give us the best fighting chance to try and do something around that circuit. And there it is, the nail in the coffin. We're 40 points behind Hamilton. We can't win the championship. It's down to Bottas and Hamilton. So for Hamilton to win, he's just got to finish ahead of Bottas. And for Bottas to win, he's got to win and hope Hamilton doesn't finish 3rd. which sounds about right. Look at that, 6 victories on the season, and we're not going to win a championship. Russia. So guys, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get to 10 likes for this video. It will help me out an absolute treat. And we're going to go to attend this event with Perez. And you can subscribe for more daily F1 2019, Snooker 19, WRC 7 career modes, as well as other live streams available throughout the channel when they arrive. Hit the notification bell and you'll find out when we're online. Coming soon, NASCAR Heat 4. Keep your eye out for that. It will be live, the very first episode. So guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll go see you all next time around Abu Dhabi. And until then, folks, you know the words now. Ta-ta for now.